On to the other debate here on this edition of The Right Stand. The NEP language showdown in Tamil Nadu continues. Chief Minister M K Stalin has claimed that the Education Minister had said that Tamil Nadu would not be provided funds till such time it accepted the National Education Policy 2020 and the three-language formula. Calling it blackmail, Stalin asked Dharmendra Pradhan, the Education Minister, to specify the constitutional provision that made three-language policy of English, regional language and Hindi mandatory. Stalin called it unacceptable and said that Tamil people will not tolerate it. The BJP has clarified, saying the NEP's three-language formula is not about imposing Hindi but preparing the youth for global challenges. Minister L. Murugan said that there is no pressure to adopt Hindi. Tamil Nadu BJP chief K. Annamalai also slammed the DMK, saying that only children of DMK members are studying in private schools and can learn three languages, and the opportunity is being denied to children of the poor. On the three-language policy row, the Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan said that he respects all languages and said students can also learn English and other Indian languages apart from their mother tongue. He further added that there is no imposition of Hindi or English or any other language. The larger question is Dravidian politics denying the Tamil people? Kalyan Raman, leader of Tamil Nadu BJP, with us, Pulla Rao, political analyst, with us, and Anand Ranganathan stays on. My namaste to everybody. Thank you. Mr. Kalyan Raman, where's the problem? Is there an imposition that the third language has got to be Hindi in government schools in Tamil Nadu?
See, let us look at the facts of the case. This three-language formula has not helped Tamil Nadu in any way. Let me give a very fundamental statistics about the Fundamental Learning Study 2022, where the 50% of third standard students of Tamil Nadu are not proficient with Tamil reading. Only 20% are proficient, that too at a bigger level. On the contrary, the Telugus are 45%, Kannadiyas are 44%, Keralites, that is Malayalis, are 44%. The Samachir Kalvi, that is what the DMK had implemented way back in 2006 across 2011, had brought down the standards of Tamil language itself, the oldest language of the world. So the DMK talking about education improvement is a sham by itself, number one. Number two, they keep talking about 2,154 crores. I was in another debate a while ago and asked the DMK spokesperson to offer me the breakup for 2154, for which he had no answer. And I know for sure that they don't have an answer under which of the headings the central government owes them the money or the funds. Number three is that the elections are approaching down the line 1 year to come. Before that, they wanted to set a narrative that this central government is against the Tamils. So the one and the only tool that they have in Tamil Nadu is that insult for Tamil or in the imposition. These are the two factors on which they have been harping upon since 1967, even prior to that in the form of anti-Hindi education. Such things have never cut the ice post 2000 in Tamil Nadu. And in the Prachar Sabha of South, Tamil Nadu has the highest number of people studying in that. So people are in favor of learning Hindi. On the other hand, the state government is refusing to allow people to learn Hindi. Not only Hindi, we are talking about as part of NEP, the three-language formula. That means any two native languages we are talking about. The any two language, Tamil Nadu shares almost 600-700 kilometers of border with Kerala. Another 100 kilometers border with Karnataka, 300 plus kilometers with Andhra Pradesh. All those in the bordering area, adjoining areas are entitled to learn their language, which is being denied by the state government in the form of not accepting to the three-language formula, which is their birthright. Anybody who is a Kannadiga with a domicile in Tamil Nadu, or anybody who is a Telugu with a domicile in Tamil Nadu, or anybody who is a Malayali with a domicile in Tamil Nadu is entitled to learn his mother tongue. The thinking process takes the finest shape in their mother tongue.
When
we all know that is science all about.
Important. So there is no so there is no compulsion that the third language has got to be Hindi. So where is the problem, Mr. Pulla?
Not necessarily.
The main problem is, I think, in my view, whatever differences there are, they should be settled across the table. Mr. Stalin has, all the people on this panel know the special sensitivities of language in Tamil Nadu here. The extreme special sensitivities, more than any other state. Everybody knows that. From 65 onwards, the 68 language formula which was brought forward, everything language is the thing in Tamil Nadu. Having said that, they could have sat across the central government. I've been watching the Honorable Education Minister Delhi on this. He's never shown any conciliatory tone. He never said, come, let's discuss. I'm ready to discuss. Let us see if we can get these differences narrowed. You can't say take it or leave it, in my opinion. I'm sure other friends have different opinion. And Stalin is, been a figure in Tamil Nadu for the last 55 years. Much, much, much longer than nearly everyone in the government. Yet he listens to reason. He should have, instead of that, he said, you accept it or you don't accept it. I don't. That's not the way I believe. Central government is a concurrent subject. There could have been a talk. There could have been discussions. Can we do something? Can we find a way out of this? They don't want to do it. And, even the ADMK has come out in support of DMK. All the political parties, except the BJP, I think they have some qualified stand on this. So therefore, it is up to the central government to come forward, invite them and see where you can get on the differences so that you have a policy. Why create disturbance?
Here is the thing. Here is the thing, sir. Respect is a two-way street. If you want Tamil to be respected as a third language and as an oldest Tamil language, then you have to respect other languages. The third language is not necessarily Hindi. It could be Malayalam, it could be Kannada, it could be Telugu, it could be Marathi also, it could be any of the other languages that somebody wants to learn. Right. So what is the respect that the DMK and the Tamil Nadu government is showing to any other language? And you are saying you will embrace a colonial language, a colonizer's language. That is okay for you. But to have any of the Bharatiya Bhashas as part of the curriculum is a problem for you because you feel, so this is again somewhere it is soft separatism, it's not imposition. It is denial and it is deliberate imposition of inclusion, non-inclusion. That's what I would want to say. Dr. Ranganathan?
I would qualify it not as soft separatism, it is separatism direct. Sorry Anand, but that's the fact. And very precious education, funds for that education for kids, Indian kids, 150 million of whom are out of school right now, is being compromised at the cost of bloated egos. Look, I'm sorry, language sensitivity cannot be an excuse for parochialism. No language should be imposed and no one is imposing it. You just now said, you are having 3-language formula. The third language can be any language. It is not Hindi, essential. This kind of scaremongering should end because it is compromising the education of our children. And I say this as a proud Tamilian. Anand, India does not have a national language. And I think that itself explains to a great extent our incredible diversity and culture. Hindi along with English is our official language. It is another matter that the architect of our constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, wanted Sanskrit to be our official language. I quote him, quote, Sanskrit should be the language of the Indian Union. For the first 15 years after independence, English should be used as an official language, but Sanskrit should be used as its parallel. After 15 years, Sanskrit should be made the official language of the Union, unquote. Remember last week, some DMK guy, ignoramus, was saying, objecting to Sanskrit. Anyhow, Anand, I'm not much of an admirer of any one language over another. To me, all languages are beautiful. They are an incredible endowment of human evolution. They reflect human ingenuity and diversity. There exist at least 8,000 spoken languages. And remember, languages like species die out all the time. In the last 50 years, did you know 310 languages have become extinct? But the ideas that were conveyed through those languages never do. They jump ship, fall in love not with just the language, but with the philosophy and the science and the literature written in it. Protect works before words. Left to me, C++ is as beautiful as Tamil or Punjabi, although I do not know any swear words in C++.
Okay, that's
the other thing is, sir, that the only language that has not changed but the scripts have changed is Sanskrit.
Yes.
So that's the other beauty about Sanskrit. You said 310 languages have become extinct for about 8,000 years plus. As documented, the language exists from Indus Valley to Brahmi to now Devanagari, and in between certain interpretations of Pali. The script changed, but the language remains the same, that is Sanskrit. Sanskrit has also evolved, old Sanskrit, new Sanskrit, also, and then partially the Tamil also evolved. Now today 40% of spoken Tamil today and written Tamil today has got Sanskrit words in it. So Dayanidhi itself Kalanidhi itself,
Karunanidhi,
Karunanidhi itself. These are names from Sanskrit. They are not actually pure Tamil names. So and they are saying that they have a problem with Tamil. So I'm just saying that how much will you drag politics to hurt the people of the state? Mr. Kalyan Raman, would you agree that the people of the state are also, because Annamalai has made an argument saying that employability comes down when you don't know an additional language?
There are two elements to it. Number one, that the Dravidian forces, they are not Tamil forces. Let us face the fact of the case.
That's why, that's very clearly the question that we asked is Dravidian politics denying Tamil people? So there is absolute clarity here on the right stand.
I'm coming to that. The nation didn't know a particular fact, which I'm trying to throw a little light on that at this point of time. Way back in early 20th century, the Britishers promoted this Dravidian philosophy just to ensure that the Brahmins who were spearheading the independence movements had to be thrown out of the independence movement by putting them into a kind of a tough situation. For that, whoever you talk about Vavesu Iyer, Subramanya Bharati, Subramanya Siva, Vanchinath, and all these were born 1880s. And by 20th century beginning, they were the pioneers of the independence movement, excluding Vavu Chidambaram Pillai, who is the only non-Brahmin in that moment. So, in order to put them in a tough situation, the Britishers have evolved a theory called Dravidianism. This Dravidianism has been evolved as anti-Brahmin organization, which in turn turned out to be Justice Party, in turn Dravidar Kazhagam, in turn Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, that is in 1949. Okay. This is precisely anti-Brahmin, anti-Hindi movement that has taken place over a period of time. Post-independent, it became anti-Hindi movement. And without any substance, without any developmental agenda, without any great knowledge about Tamil, the so-called Dravidian identity was imposed upon Tamil Nadu. The Dravidianism was imposed upon Tamil Nadu. Nobody in the rest of the country,
Interesting.
Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada, Tulu are supposed to be 5 languages of Dravidian.
Correct.
But nobody among the 4 have ever accepted the Dravidian philosophy.
So the word Dravida itself means that you come from a land that is surrounded by water on 3 sides.
Precisely. Adi Shankara says I am a Dravida Sishu.
Correct. So Adi Shankaracharya, who was born,
I am a Dravida Sishu.
who's born in Kerala, goes to the king of Kashmir and says that I come from the land that is surrounded by water on 3 sides, and that is why I am a Dravida Sishu. So if it is Dravida politics, then anything
is related with the race. Number one, and
correct.
The race has got 5 languages. Those 4 languages don't accept the Dravidian philosophy. It's
all a very, very convenient political narrative that was created to stitch up a coalition or a coalition of castes and communities within Tamil Nadu politics that they could carve out so that K. Kamaraj could be beaten and the Congress could be ousted. So there is a political story there, and we